When you were a child, a year felt enormous. Summer seemed to last forever. Christmas took an eternity to arrive, and the distance between one birthday and the next felt less like 12 months and more like an entire lifetime. But then something changed. The summers became shorter. Birthdays started arriving before you felt ready for them. January became June. June became December, and every new year began with the same confused question. How is it already another year? The strange part is that the clocks never changed. A minute still contains 60 seconds. A day still contains 24 hours. The Earth has not quietly begun orbiting the sun any faster. And yet, life can feel as though someone is slowly pressing the fast-forward button. So why do years seem to get shorter as we get older? Is it an illusion? Or does the way we live allow entire years to disappear without leaving a trace? Imagine two people experiencing the same 12 months. One is 5 years old, the other is 50. For the 5-year-old, 1 year is equal to 1/5 of everything they have ever lived. It is an enormous part of their entire existence. But for the 50-year-old, that same year represents only 1/50th of their life. The year has not become shorter, but compared with everything that came before it, it may feel smaller. This is sometimes called the proportional theory of time. It helps explain why a year at 5 can feel endless, while a year at 50 can vanish. But it cannot explain everything. Some weeks disappear in a blur, while one difficult afternoon can feel endless. A 2-day trip can create more memories than an ordinary month at home. That is because we do not experience time in only one way. There is the time we feel in the moment, and the time we reconstruct afterwards. While you wait in a silent room, 10 minutes can feel painfully slow. Your attention returns to the clock. You notice every second. But when you are absorbed in a film or conversation, 2 hours can disappear without warning. In the moment, boredom stretches time, while enjoyment can compress it. Memory often does the opposite. Think about a holiday filled with unfamiliar places, wrong turns, and unexpected conversations. It may pass quickly, yet feel surprisingly long in memory because your mind stored so many distinct moments. Now compare that with a month of nearly identical days. You wake up at the same time, travel the same road, scroll through the same apps, watch something, go to sleep. Then repeat. When you look back, your brain finds few landmarks separating one day from another, so it compresses them. 30 similar days become one vague memory called last month. This may be one of the biggest reasons childhood feels so long. For a child, the world is full of firsts. The first day at school, the first bicycle ride, the first sleepover, the first best friend, the first time seeing the ocean or realizing that adults do not know everything. A child constantly collects new information because almost everything is unfamiliar. Their brain must pay attention, learn, and remember. Adulthood is often built around the opposite idea. We become good at life by making it predictable. We create routines so we do not have to reconsider every decision. This makes us efficient, but also allows the brain to move through life on autopilot. And autopilot is useful, but it leaves very little behind. Imagine filming a year, then removing every repeated scene, every commute, familiar meal, and evening spent looking at the same screen. How much of the film would remain? Perhaps life feels faster because fewer moments feel different enough to be remembered. There is another reason adulthood feels faster. Our attention becomes divided. Children can become completely absorbed in a small moment. A puddle can become an ocean. A cardboard box can become a spaceship. An afternoon can hold an entire adventure. While eating breakfast, we think about work. While working, we think about tomorrow. While resting, we remember what we failed to finish yesterday. Our bodies occupy one moment, while our minds attempt to live in several moments at once. Then our phones divide our attention even further. A quiet minute is filled before it can be noticed. A queue becomes an opportunity to scroll. A journey becomes space for notifications. We are constantly stimulated, yet not always present. And when attention settles nowhere, memories struggle to form clearly. This creates a strange contradiction of modern life. We can fill every second and still wonder where the day went. Getting older also brings more responsibility. School years once had visible boundaries, new teachers, classrooms, and long holidays. Each year had its own identity. Adult life is not separated so neatly. Work continues, bills return, and responsibilities overlap. One year flows into the next without a clear line between them. The calendar changes, but the scenery may not. That is why major events can temporarily slow life down again. Moving city, starting a relationship, losing someone, changing careers, becoming a parent, learning a difficult skill. These moments interrupt the pattern. They demand attention, create emotion, and give life a clear before and after. So can we slow life down? Not literally. No habit can add another hour to the day, but we can change how much of our time survives in memory. The answer is not constant excitement. A life built entirely around novelty would eventually become ordinary too. Instead, we can create more landmarks. Take a different route, learn a skill, visit an unfamiliar part of your city, speak to someone outside your usual circle, occasionally leave your phone behind. Give an ordinary day one feature that separates it from all the others. Novelty does not have to mean jumping from an airplane. It only has to wake you up. Attention matters too. Notice where you are while you are there. Give one conversation your complete focus. Allow a walk to be a walk instead of empty space between two tasks. You can also divide life into chapters deliberately. Children do not need to do this. School does it for them. Adults may need to create their own seasons. The summer they learned to swim. The year they built something. Or the winter they finally called the people they kept meaning to call. These chapters give memory somewhere to stand. But perhaps there is a deeper reason this question unsettles us. When people say that years feel shorter, they are rarely complaining about time itself. They are noticing that their lives are finite. As children, the future feels almost unlimited. There is always another summer coming, another birthday, another version of ourselves waiting somewhere ahead. As we grow older, time stops feeling like an endless landscape and begins to feel like something we are spending. We become aware that there will be a final first experience, a final holiday, a final conversation with someone we love, even though we probably will not recognize it when it happens. That awareness can be frightening, but it can also be useful, because the goal should not be to make every day feel slow. Some of the best moments pass quickly precisely because we are not standing outside them, measuring their duration. We are inside them, completely absorbed. The goal is not to trap time. It is to give time enough meaning that, when we look back, it has not vanished completely. Your childhood summers did not feel endless because the days contained more hours. They felt endless because you were paying attention, because the world was still unfamiliar, because ordinary things had not yet become ordinary. We cannot become children again, but perhaps we can recover something they do naturally. The ability to enter a moment before deciding that we already know what it contains. Time may continue to move at exactly the same speed. The years may still arrive faster than we expect. But a life is not measured only by how many years it contains. It is also measured by how many of those years we were awake enough to remember. Every legend has a story. Every myth has an explanation. Until next time.